interesting. It's no wonder I couldn't try to get in on my last visit here. All right, so I'm here in the Cypress College campus. You know, obviously been an alumni for well more than a decade now, but I just happened to pass by what appears to be the fine arts area in that building that's just been entirely closed. I found out. It's no wonder I couldn't get in. But they're making renovations, and so it won't likely open until this coming fall. So I was an art major here, and I have taken a lot of my art classes in that very building that's currently being renovated. So, you know, just walking down memory lane, and this feels great every time I'm here. So yeah, I just thought I'd get that out there. But let me just touch on this topic right here as it regards, yeah, I know, another ex-close friend, and this time it's Karylle. So just for history's sake here, so me and Karylle have met, I want to say like late March, but it was actually April when she was part of this other, it's not the Poster Babies group, but it's another one of the Poster groups where I met her, because she was a then friend of Karylle, if I pronounce her name correctly. And you know, I've known Karylle first through the Poster Babies that Monica recruited me in, and then I met Karylle eventually through Karylle and the other Popsters chat. And so so we met, and we've become friends for a good what should I say, it's probably till like 2019, 2020. It's about 3 or 4 years. So I do want to say by the quantity, it is short-lived, but our friendship was just so solid. She was one of my 3 legit covetous by heart at the time. Even though I've known Christine and Chris at first, who are also popsters. But I do want to touch on this. You know, it's it's another would've, could've, should've kind of topic that I want to touch on in regards to me and Karylle's friendship. So as you know, when I first met Karylle, she was, you know, she was a solid, very poster, a huge Sarah Geronimo fanatic, and she has asked me to do about some popsters, well, actually more like Sarah artworks for her. And at that time we didn't have AI, and I was already a proficient graphic artist at the time. So before AI just started to take over, which is like the next several years, right? So she asked me to do several of those, and she was such a huge Sarah fanatic that even Tala was definitely one of, especially in a lot of my then poster friends' eyes, one of their best, one of Sarah's best songs. And especially in the music video, it's like one of her best dances. I've seen it. It's pretty awesome. And Sarah not only is an amazing singer, but also an amazing dancer too. And yes, I did get to see her live, and she was obviously in LA in 2018, right? So onto this topic right here. So remember, I had left social media for a year and a half. So that has been, my most used term when I came back to social media, just only to find out that she, along with Christine and Karylle, our relationships just did not seem to be the same as they was prior to my 3.5 years leaving. So let me ask this. It's another would've, could've, should've topic. I might have a lot more of these, just only because I want to live in the past and change it, even though I can't, because it's not possible. We got we got to go to the present, right? But let me just say this for the sake of this topic. So my question is, would Karylle still actually be a pop star had I stayed? And I'm talking about had I stayed in Facebook, had I stayed in social media all throughout, right? Because we damn near talk almost every day, just like I have with Christine and Karylle, right? And Sam and Mari. But I just thought I'd ask this, and if Karylle would have still been a pop star, despite even if I stayed, if I did not leave for 1.5 years, right? So there's a part of me that says that because I had left for so long, and when I came back, she just was not the same. Well, I don't want to go that far. Our friendship just did not feel the same afterwards, because for one, she already had different interests. She was into anime, and she was into reading books. So there's a part of me that says she was a whole different person. But of course, she still remembers me. It's just that this was not the Karylle that I knew in the first few years when she was a huge Sarah fan and a pop star. So there's a part of me that, just like I said in a video last week when I talked about my 3 ex covetous by heart, that I'm still to blame as to why our relationships have changed. Mainly because I left for that long and left them hanging, and obviously they served as the as a special because they served they really set a major impact in my life as being those having that special brother and sister connection, that kind of chemistry that I never had before, right? So that's what I touched on. I still said that it was me to blame, and in the end, I'm the one that's still responsible. I still hold myself responsible for what I had said or what I've done, to cause our friendships to be, different, and eventually just fading. And obviously, where the rest went from there. When you're talking about how my friend circle just started to shatter, right? That's a whole different, issue, aside from my 3 relationships with my ex covetous by heart, already fading. So I'm gonna say this: I think Karylle would still been a pop star for sure had I stayed, because she had often asked me to create some artworks for her, as far as like Sarah G projects, even like pop star related stuff. So she was one of them. Glide was another one, but she had always asked me to do some projects for her. Now imagine right now she has, let me say this. I know I said it before in my other video, but I'm gonna say it again. With AI, with AI just taking over now, especially in social media, those acquaintances and even some of my ex-close friends that used to ask me to do artworks for them, they don't need to ask me anymore, because they basically have AI to create their own art. And essentially, with these AI tools, you know, they're basically what a graphic designer has learned, or you know, somebody that's majoring in graphic design would have already learned in the first year, right? So the way I see it is, oh my God, wait, shoot. So look, I mean, I'm pretty sure she would have still been a popstar, and that's just me. But I wouldn't know. Like I said, would've, coulda, shoulda. Would've, coulda, shoulda if I had stayed. You know, if I never left for a year and a half. And look, I still had regret to this day doing that. I know Angel was very animated about it, so was Mari. They kept telling me to quit bringing that up, but you know, it was such a huge thing for me, especially during the shutdown, that you know, I couldn't help but to even think about how this year and a half happened. And yes, I know. That's why I failed to realize who I still have, like Angel, Rhea, Shy, and you know, a lot of these other ex-close friends. And I know it's super windy right now. I don't know. It's been windy every day, man. It's been every day for the past week already. Come on, man. We get a break. So yeah, to me, I still think she would have been a popstar still. And I think that our bonding would have still been solid, without question. And I know I'm talking about a topic relating to Karylle, because you know, I had met her this month, way back in 2016. I've always celebrated our friendship anniversary every year since we met. So to me, our friendship was something special. But had I not left for a year and a half, I think that she, you know, it would have, our friendship probably would have been just as deep. I'm talking about an competitive by heart relationship, would have just been as strong as mine's and Christine's and mine and Chris's. So yeah, I think it would have leveled up to, you know, to those other two relationships. So I just thought I'd bring that up, because you know, Karylle was one of my three you know, competitors by heart, and it's just really sad to lose somebody like her too. And you know, to see her change, and you know, eventually just like, it's not like she left me, but I just had to come to a harsh realization that she just wasn't it anymore. She just wasn't the same person that she was when I first met her, or when we first met. So that's just life. But you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Had I stayed, she still would have been a popstar for sure. So yeah, man, that's all I gotta say about it. I still miss Karylle, and you know, it's just tough when I just have to face the harsh reality that, you know, that she's just not the same person. And I'm pretty sure to this day, I think, had I never left for a year and a half, I think that, you know, who knows, she might still be a popstar to this day. Maybe to go along with her interests of anime and all that. So yeah, man, I just thought I'd get this out there. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.